Offering online services in mental health and the wellness space. He's been featured on the Shark Tank, QVC, ABC, CBS, Good Morning America, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, and LA Times. So you may have seen this man already. He's the current recipient of the National Blue Chip Enterprise Initiative Award, SBA's Entrepreneur of the Year Award, commendations from the governor of his home state, and the Senate and House of Representatives membership in the United Nations. Henry, God bless you and welcome.
Hey, brother, how are you?
Hey, life is good, man. I was just introducing people to who you are and letting them know that, for years I've been talking about frequencies and vibrations, that we're more than flesh and blood. We're actually vibrational frequency, and it's so important. And I gave them a little bit about your background. Well, why don't you share a little bit more bio to our listeners as to how you came to do this kind of work that you're doing around frequency and vibration.
Yeah,
it led you to create Soak.
Right. Well, all my life I've been around people, and I've always loved helping people. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he gave me a great compliment. He said, "Henry, every entity that I've ever seen you get involved with, it's always been something to do with helping other people." And my bio is fairly long. I've lived a pretty good life and traveled the world, wrote books, created different types of companies, and they all led to this point in my life where I want to reach out and really show people how they can improve their lives and what I do personally to help my own life. And I guess a combination of all those entities, doing a tech company, being all over the world, being all in all Apple stores, representing people at the United Nations, doing all that. I mean, doors that were open, Michael, that I couldn't have opened myself. I just sort of walked through them. And when I came to know Soak, they were first in a clinic for about 5 years. And I noticed everybody in there was happy and joyful and sure, you have your day-to-day problems, but I noticed things were different. And when I started reading and studying about everything being frequency and vibration, and you have the capacity to operate at a lower vibration and experience things like anxiety, depression, low energy, or you can up that vibration and have peace, love, joy. I mean, everything you teach. When we first met, I go, man, this is my brother. Like, he knows this, and I just loved it. So it really intrigued me, and I dug anything that I do. I do it as excellent as I know how. I like to dig in. I like to get people much smarter than I am around me. And after reading the science behind all of this and the studies and everything, I thought, man, this is for me. So the operator of that particular clinic, she had proved out the concept for 5 years. Tons of testimonials, all this great stuff, but people were paying, $800 a month, $1,000 a month to get these frequency type treatments. And she said, can we take this online? Can we make it accessible 24/7? And, and I don't mean to be giving a pitch. You just asked me how I got here.
I think it's important that, because I wanted you to talk about the fact that these, first of all, we're going to talk about frequency in a second. But I wanted people to know that there was a clinic in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right?
Oh yeah.
Where people actually went to this clinic in person, and instead of getting surgery and pharmaceutical drugs, they got frequency healings. And what you're saying is, when you went there, you saw the attitude of the people very high. But I imagine people also had testimony to recovery and rejuvenation and healing, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it was amazing. When you realize that everything holds a frequency, a vitamin C pill holds a frequency, and if you can get a frequency treatment that enters into your body without having to cross the blood-brain barrier and all of those things, it's, you mentioned this to me last time we talked, Michael. We're going to look back years from now and see how archaic our medical whole situation. And I'm not dissing doctors. There's a place for them. Certainly, I go to a doctor. I get an annual physical and all that. But I think it's going to be archaic when we know that we can get these things through frequency, and they're non-invasive. They're not. And then to take that a step further, what drew me to the clinic when she said, "Let's take it outside of the clinic. Let's make it mobile. Let's make it accessible from any mobile device." I thought, I don't know if that's possible. It took us 2 years, and Soak was born. I mean,
Right.
that's when we started talking, and
Right. No,
you'll just have to shut me up about it because I get very excited.
no. We're going to give them all the information. Let's talk about frequency for a moment. I mean, how do you, I know how I defined it. How do you define a frequency? I always teach, that we are vibrational beings. That's who we are.
Absolutely.
And that when we emerge from the eternal presence of God.
Yes.
And we're a frequency of that has a bit of information that's unique to us.
Yes.
But love, peace, joy, wisdom, and harmony, these are universal.
Yes.
But they're also vibratory frequencies.
Yes.
And so speak to us about that a little bit in your own way.
Yeah, so everything has frequency. Your orange, your apple, your table, your organs, your blood vessels, like everything emits a frequency and vibrates at a certain level. And when you're going into day-to-day life, those frequencies can sort of be impeded by feelings of depression, anxiety, stress, low energy. That develops into, things like low libido, headaches, like all these things coming at you. And when you fully realize what the frequencies actually are doing in your body, and that everybody's frequencies are oscillating at a certain speed and a certain form, and our goal is to get those oscillations aligned cellularly with your body, because we believe everybody's fearfully and wonderfully made. I think the body can heal itself. I think we're powerful. We're so much more powerful, Michael, than we ever give ourselves credit for. We were truly fearfully and wonderfully made. But when we experience these things like anxiety and depression and stress, it starts to get us operating at a lower frequency. And you've seen people, when you walk into a room, you can change a room either one way or the other. Like if you come in, like with your personality and your presence, when you get up on the stage at Agape, you're like, hey, everybody, how you doing? Bam, bam, bam. And like, I'm all of a sudden excited. But if you came on stage and slumped your shoulders and said, hey, how's everybody doing? Like me even doing that as an example makes me depressed.
Right.
But that's the difference.
Then, of course, with lower frequency, when the vibration is lower, then the condition for disease is there. We're mainly water. So that water gets imprinted with those lower thoughts, those lower emotional patterns. That water gets imprinted with depression and anxiety. And then if that becomes chronic, then you're talking about a symptom emerging. You're talking about a disease. You're talking about pain. You're talking about a certain pattern that is not God ordained. It's not, we're not put here to suffer. We're put here to reveal and reflect the presence in a way that only we uniquely can. So I know you would say that this is why it's important.
Yeah, at our full capacity.
A high mental vibrational state.
Yes. No, your frequency is what you think about frequently.
I like that.
So when you have that certain things on your mind that you're thinking about, and this is part of the whole SOAP protocol, is getting positive affirmations. I know you believe in that. Coming in every day, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. You can have what you want. You're attracting money today. You're attracting abundance. And that stuff sends out a certain signature to the universe, and that frequency starts to circulate and starts to happen. And all of a sudden, you start living the life that you've been thinking about. You're starting to live the life that you've been talking about. The power of life and death is in the tongue. My father's a pastor, so you're going to hear some Bible quotes from me. But the power of life and death is in the tongue, and whatever you speak becomes.
Right.
And that's so exciting. Your friend, I got to say this because this just reminded me of it when you said we're our body is 80-something% water. Like your friend, Dr. Bruce Lipton.
Right.
I was listening to one of his stories, and he was saying how we're comprised of about 50 trillion cells. Now think about this. Each cell has a negative and a positive charge. Each living cell has a negative and positive charge, and there's 50 trillions of them. So you combine a negative and positive charge with 50 trillion cells, you've got a battery.
Right.
Every little battery in each cell, and they've proven this scientifically, emits about 1.4 volts, which is hardly anything, but it's a volt. Now, take those 1.4 volts times 50 trillion cells. We've got 70 trillion volts coming from us, from our
Right.
cells.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
when we are frequency and frequently aligned, like what we do, those cells can emit that energy. So now when you walk in a room, you feel someone's presence. They say your energy field is 3 to 6, sometimes 10 foot around you, sometimes even further. But when
Right.
you walk into a room, and even when we're talking this distance, I feel your energy, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I get that. So
Yes.
there's so much science behind it, and there's so much practicality. You want to just tell the world, and I'm glad we're doing that now.
Well, absolutely. I mean, going back to the scripture, it says that if your eye is single, your body is full of light.
Yeah.
You absolutely, the body is actually an optic nerve.
Yes.
That with all these trillions of cells, when they're vibrating at the higher frequency, you emit luminosity through your
Yes.
auric field.
Yes.
And everyone, and everything that you teach, everything that I teach, is we're trying to get people to stop looking outside for the answer.
Yes.
And to lift their vibration,
Yes.
lift their frequency. That's what prayer does.
Yes.
Prayer is the first wireless technology.
Yes. That's right.
What does real prayer do? Real prayer lifts your vibration.
Yes.
But the soak, and tell us about the soak and the sympathetic resonance, because we're talking about using this to lift our frequency, even in moments where we feel kind of down.
Yeah, no, that's so important, and that's probably one of the main points of this whole conversation. Is we kind of come off the science of sympathetic resonance. So that means when something's resonating on one level, like the tuning forks. Have you seen those examples of tuning forks?
I
where you
use that
hold up
example a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So you hold up for your viewers. If you hold up a tuning fork and you cling it and it starts to vibrate, you can have another tuning fork right here. You cover this one up, and without even touching this other one, it's vibrating just like this one.
Right.
They did another example in Carnegie Hall, and they played a chord on a piano at the front of Carnegie Hall, and then they stopped, and they had another piano at the back of Carnegie Hall. They walked back there, put a mic into the little place where all the chords are, and it was resonating that same sound all the way. So that's sympathetic resonance. So what Soak has done, we find frequencies that will lift vibrations, that will lift you out of anxiety, that will lift you out of depression, that will lift you out of low energy. And we play those. You can play them right through your headset. You can listen to them on your phone. And when you're listening to that frequency, Michael, it changes the frequency that you're oscillating in your body at a cellular and cellular level. Okay? So
Taking my word.
So if I'm depressed, and from being in clinic for 5 years, we figured out the frequency cocktails. This is nothing like you go on YouTube and listen to something all night long to try to help you sleep. Binaural beats, stuff like that. This is the opposite of that. If you're having trouble with depression or something and you're vibrating at a low level, we've come up from our in-clinic practice to find the exact frequency mix. Some people call it the exact frequency cocktail, where we've used tones and tunes and cadence and pitch and volume and all of that to give you that perfect frequency. And when you listen to that through your phone, whatever modem you have, whatever medium you have, when you listen to that through your phone, it starts to make your lower vibration in your body change and come up, because the law, Michael, the two frequencies played together will always rise to the
highest level. Absolutely.
So that's exactly, and our frequencies, when you listen to them through your ears, and I know you've been using them for the last 8 months, 9 months.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to share that. I've listened to them. I can feel the difference, and I like the sleep well before I go to sleep, because I have an intense, busy days, and so I'll pray and I'll meditate, but sometimes when I'm about to go to sleep, my mind is still making itself available to new information. You know what I mean?
Well, you're oscillating at a higher frequency.
Yeah.
And so so what I just said, if you're depressed, it'll bring you up. If you're oscillating at this higher frequency and you want to come down and sleep, we've got the frequency that you listen to that brings that down. But my point is, when you introduce a frequency that is unrelenting, that does not change, and this is what soap frequencies are. We take these mixes that we've brought out of clinic that are proven. You listen to that mix based on what you want. You want to come out of depression, you want to relieve anxiety, you want to sleep better, and another 30 different things that we do. But you listen to this because it does not change. When you play it to yourself, your frequency can change because it's controlled by emotion. A digital frequency cannot change because it's digital. It doesn't affect. I can cry, I can yell at it, I can do whatever. It will not change. It will keep playing at that higher vibration. When you play it to your body at a cellular level, your cells listen to that and start to raise their frequency to match it, because everything goes to the highest frequency, and bam, you've got your answer.
Absolutely. So this also then, when the frequency is raised, then the thoughts that you obtain change. So your thinking pattern begins.
Oh my gosh.
And when your thinking pattern begins to change, then your future changes.
Yes.
This is, I mean, obviously we teach the same thing, but you're teaching it from the frequency vantage point.
Yeah. And what I love, Michael, I love in the Bible where, Jesus did all these wonderful things. He walked on water. He healed the sick. He could raise his vibration to such a level that he could walk through a wall, because he was operating at a higher vibrational level than that wall.
Right.
So when Jesus' disciples came to him, they asked him a question. They didn't ask him how he walked through the wall. They said, how do you pray? Because every morning he would go off, pray, and he would come back in power. He would be in power and in might. And so he comes back and he says, this is how you pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Right.
Michael, there's a frequency playing for you right now from the source, from the universe. There's a frequency playing for your life right now that when you resonate with that, sympathetic resonance, when you resonate with that, all of a sudden your mind becomes clear. Your cells and your soul comes to homeostasis so that you can operate as the human God made you to be on this earth, fearfully and wonderfully made, full of power, full of might, being able to heal yourself, being able to hear yourself. Right. And all of a sudden, decisions aren't hard to make anymore. Yes, I should be with that person. No, I shouldn't be with that person. Yes, I should open that business. No, I shouldn't. Why am I here? Those things start to come because we're cellularly and cellularly, it's a hard word to say, aligned, Michael.
Right.
And I love that. So I think of this thing that's playing for me out there that I resonate with, and all of a sudden my whole life has changed.
Right.
So and I know you teach that as well, but that just hit me hard when you said that.
I've been saying this for years, that we're vibrational beings and we're here to lift our vibration. This is what prayer does. This is what meditation does. This is what Qigong, Tai Chi,
yes,
study, high conversations with high-minded people,
yes,
true spiritual fellowship. As you say, your frequency is lifted. And everybody here has the example of somebody walking into a room and they are a killjoy. They don't even say anything.
Yes.
But the energy gets sucked out of the room.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
the vibration is so low. Or a person walks in the room, he or she doesn't say anything, but everybody, it's like a light just walked in, a joy and happiness and harmony. It's time to party.
Yes.
So I think everyone knows about vibration and frequency, but maybe not consciously. So what we're bringing them to awareness is that, when you pray, when you use soak, you're actually lifting your frequency. The water content changes, it's imprinted differently. Tonic chemicals begin to flow through the body temple. The condition for disease evaporates.
Yes.
As I've taught, the body can heal anything if the condition is right. And that condition is toxicity must be eliminated so that the body can do its thing.
Yes.
So when the frequency, let me ask you this, because then we want to tell them about the 21-day soak program. When in fact we eliminate let me just ask you this way: does this assist in the elimination of toxicity, vibrational toxicity?
100%. It has to. You can't have a higher vibration next to a lower vibration and it not eliminate toxicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And again, the frequencies that you hear from soak, clinically tested, change that in your body. You know, this is not far out there so people don't understand it, because before I would put my name on this, Michael, I had to understand the science. I had to see there is some quantum expression in there,
Yeah.
you know, and I love that as well. But I had to see it to believe it. And when I experienced it and saw the testimonials and everything, you want everybody to know, you want everybody to try this thing that is changing people's lives right now all around the world. I mean, as you know, we've had some huge companies contact us that are world known, that are wanting us to play through their systems. And you know, I guess I can say this on air now because it's public, but we actually were talking to Amazon and Amazon Alexa, and we've had our public skill approved, so you can go into your home and say, Alexa, open soak. Alexa, I want to hear Reverend Michael Beckwith. And it's on all those systems now. Like these are ancient techniques that modern technology has just caught up to. Now we know how to deliver them. For the first time ever, we know how to deliver them.
Yeah, well, let me just say that to the listeners here, the viewers, I should say. You know, I was introduced to Henry some time ago by my good friend Bishop Carlton Pearson.
Yes.
So he came with high recommendation, and I used the program. He let me use the program, and then after I used it myself, and in my own research, my own study, you know, I agreed to do a 21-day program with my vibration, my leading people through meditation,
Yep.
Through forgiveness, through expanded consciousness, with the frequency under my voice.
Yes.
Under my voice is a frequency for expanded consciousness. And under my voice, what is the other frequency? The frequency that assists in forgiveness and expansion.
Yeah.
But so we're launching a 21-day program that's in the soak
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem.
Yeah.
And what you guys can do, you can get the whole ecosystem for, I'd like to say, a little over $11. If you use the code Agape70, you can get the whole thing for I think it's a monthly fee of $30-something a month. But if you want to try the whole thing, you can, you know, the discount is $11 and some cents.
Yeah. We give our normal frequency. We have
70% off. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's why
70% off.
70.
Yeah. So there's like an entry level for $11.95. There's a like a mid level for $19.95, and then there's the highest level, the premium, that has everything that Soak does in it, including your programs or program now, programs later. But it has everything in it for like $39.95. And you asked to get a discount so that your people could appreciate and see everything that's in the premium section for the $11.95 entry price. So it's actually $11.98. You're getting the $39.95 premium, and you're getting access to everything for 30 days. If you like it, stay on it. It clicks back up to the 39. If you want to go back down to entry for 11, you can do that. There's no contracts. There's no, every time we play this for people, and we've played this quite a few times, they come back wanting more, not less. Like they want to be involved. They want to, because they see the change in their own life. Right. We had a lady the other day who had been to the doctor's office and suffered some horrible things with her husband. And this was the leader of a very large company. You would know it like that if I said it. But she came in and said, I couldn't even stay in the doctor's office. But I remembered I had my Soak anti-anxiety frequency. And she played it, Michael, stayed there, and had a beautiful appointment. I mean, it was, to hear her tell it, I'm botching it, but to hear her tell it, it just made us all tear up. I mean, it's because it works.
So each of these frequencies, how long do they play when a person's sitting and listening or walking around listening?
So the frequencies themselves, we have 30 frequencies in the premium library. It's all the ones we used in clinic. It's everything that we proved out. And you can listen to those for 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and feel a change. Or you can listen to them for the entirety of the track, which is 20 minutes.
Right.
And you can listen to the raw frequency, as you know. You can listen to the raw frequency. You can listen to frequency with nature sounds like an ocean or a park or whatever in the background. Or you can listen to it with some really, really nice music that we had this like music healer come in and tune his guitar to the frequency level and play that like he was actually ministering to that person. And that happens to be one of my favorites. That and the nature sounds are my favorite. But you can listen to those on any one of those three, and everything's included.
Right. So if you're having difficulty and you want to practice your meditation, and you know this it's a 20-minute period of time, you can actually put on a frequency of antidepressant, or you can put on a frequency of mood elevation, and actually meditate while the music is playing.
Yes.
And that will not only assist you in your meditation, but it'll lift your frequency. So I see people are writing in, they're asking about the link. Now, let me just say this before you answer, tell them how to do it, Henry, is that after Henry and I finish this interview, on my Instagram page, the next post will be about the program and how you can sign up. It is necessary that you put in the code Agape 70.
Yes.
For the discount to occur.
Yes.
Agape 70.
Yes.
So make sure you do that. And when you tell your friends about it, make sure they put Agape 70. So in terms of the link, you need to tell them anything else, Henry?
Yeah, no. They'll just go to the link that you provide and make sure you put Agape 70, AGAPE 70. It can be all caps or no caps, but just put that in so you get that 70% discount, which is huge. But I wanted to tag on to something you said previous. Those frequencies that we have, those our library of frequencies. Yes, you can meditate with all of those, but more importantly, the special program that you did, Michael, I want to touch on that just a little bit. If we have a couple more minutes.
Yeah, please.
Are we good?
I want them to do this 21-day program. They'll see a shift in consciousness.
Oh, yeah. So in addition to everything that Soap does already, we have special programs. And these special programs are normally $9.95 in addition to your membership. But if you go to premium, like you're going to do with Reverend Michael, get the 70% off, you get all those for free. So that's another huge deal. Your one program almost pays for everything. Anyway, so you came on, you did a special 21-day program. And what that program does is it features you, Michael, on every day. The user will get a text, or they'll get a text, and they'll click on that link, and it will be something that you've written for them that day. Every day for 21 days, you do a very wonderful intro. You've got day one. This is what I want you guys to think about on day one. And you write out a little thing, and then you also speak something. And it's you, it's your, as you know, you recorded all these, it's your voice, and you'll come across every day speaking something. It may be for 20, 30 seconds, or it may be for 2 minutes, whatever you decided to do that day. But it will back everything you want that person to think about that day. And then, in addition to all that, you have 2 custom frequencies. So we did 2 frequency mixes for you that we put under 2 of your meditations.
Right.
And I told you this, the first time I heard that one meditation, my stomach, like I could just feel it at a cellular level. And it took like 2 minutes. Like this wasn't a 10-minute meditation, a 20, a 30, an hour. And thank God for people that can do that. But I want something in 4 or 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And when I heard that first 3 or 4, I always want the quick fix. I want my food microwaved. but I wanted that now. And that's part of what Soap does. It delivers the now, 24/7. You have it. So when I went on there and listened to it, I felt my body change. I told you that.
Right.
And you've got 2 of those custom in addition to everything that Soap does already. So the 21 days, you'll be coming into people's homes every day for 21 days, speaking life, speaking abundance, speaking everything that you teach on, which we align with at Soap. They've got 2 custom frequencies, and they've got a positive mindful intention that they'll get as well. So after 21 days, a lot of people believe it takes 21 days to create a habit. When you come out of this after 21 days, you will be a totally different person.
vibration. You'll get a new set point. uh,
Absolutely. Yeah, you'll go to a completely different level.
so people are asking, how do they do it right now? So if somebody wants to go now, what do? They go to Google and pull up Soak.
Yeah, you can just go to soak, SOAAK.com, and you can look on there. You can go to sign in. There's a little menu button on the upper right. Just go I'm sorry, not sign in, say sign up. And that'll take you right to the page to sign up, put in all your information, and make sure where it says promo code, you put in Agape 70, AGAPE 70, and then purchase, and you can be live in 10 minutes.
Very good. So you got that. And as I said earlier, after we finish speaking, very shortly after that, on my Instagram, and I'll have it on my other social media platforms as well, will be exactly how you can sign up with the code and how to get to the link. So if you didn't catch that from Henry, it'll be on my screen very, very shortly. And I also want to say that Sunday, when I do my way of meditation service, and we do the other two meditation services, we're going to be playing underneath the meditation service one of the frequencies to expand consciousness.
Yeah, for expanded consciousness.
Yeah. So many of you tune into Agape on Sundays already, but now when you turn into the meditation service, we're going to have the frequency playing so that all over the world, thousands and thousands and thousands of people
Yes.
are going to be responding to these frequencies. So just imagine, we're going to have the whole world in our hands.
Yes.
Frequency together as we practice meditation together Sunday. So feel into that. Tell your friends about it, and so you'll have a direct experience of the frequency this Sunday.
Yeah, we were so excited about that. You actually came up with that idea, and we just love it. And that'll be one in our whole library. So if you hear one and you feel that difference, and it was the expanded consciousness, that was the one that I had listened to that moved me. When you hear that, oh my gosh, you're going to want to listen to them every day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just, you can just have it on your speaker as you're cleaning up your house, washing your dishes, cooking.
Absolutely. Right from your phone.
Imagine how good your food's going to taste when you're cooking at a high frequency.
I know. Hey, you don't even have to use a microwave anymore.
Microwaves are dangerous. You don't need to do it.
Yeah. 70 trillion volts coming through your body. You'll just touch your food.
You bless your food differently.
Oh no, we're having fun with this, Michael, but that's absolutely true, because I've seen changes in my life, even my workouts. Like when I go to the gym, we've got a health and wellness frequency. We've got women's health. We've got men's health. And when I play that, I feel different when I'm going into my workouts. My cardiovascular stuff comes around. I lift weights, and my weightlifting is just seamless, and it changes when you're being changed at that cellular and subtle energetic level. It affects all areas of your life, because when you're feeling better there at your base, at your core, everybody else feels good around you. And this is another thing, when you were saying energy rises at the highest level, like the highest frequency wins in a room. So if somebody's got a high frequency, even if you've got a lower frequency and you're next to that, you're gonna come up. So if there's a mom listening today, or a wife or a husband or whatever, and they're listening to this and they raise their own vibration, the people around them, their vibration will be raised as well. Right, Michael?
Absolutely.
Like you teach We've never been able to do this, though, on a platform like this. This is what's so exciting.
Yeah. Now, people want to know, does this work? Is this doable on your iPhone app? And the answer is yes.
On your app?
No, I'm talking about on their phone. They can listen to it on their phone.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, just hook on, and it'll come right up. We're web-based.
It's just like listening to a song on your phone, except for listening to a song or some music, you're going to listen to these frequencies.
100%. You're right. Yeah, you'll know no difference. When I turn it on my phone when I'm working out, I have the iPhone headsets, and I'll just put my phone, I'll either put it on the bench next to me, or I'll put it in my pocket, and I listen to the frequencies. Like it's just like listening to music, like you said, Michael.
Absolutely. So there you guys got it. So shortly on my screen, we'll have a way that you can sign up. Remember to use Agape 70 for the 70% discount for the first month. And just go into deep practice. Just go into deep, just use what you need. And as you said, there's over 30 different frequencies. How many are there exactly?
Yeah, well, with yours, we'll have 32
Yeah.
because we did 2 custom for yours. But
Right.
yeah, our whole frequency library, and I could just go down the list. It addresses everything.
Yeah, right.
But that's only on the premium level, so make sure you get on the premium level.
Right. And you get on the premium level when you do the Agape 70. You get the premium level for the lower level
The
price.
entry level, yeah, you get a
Yeah.
you get a $40 program for $11 basically. But you choose
Right.
premium, put in that code, it'll take you down to $11.98 to be exact, and that'll be yours for the whole month. You can do. I would suggest when you guys do this, sign up immediately for Reverend Beckwith's 21-day program. You'll get a text immediately, and then the next day, not the same day you do it, but the next day it'll start coming to you every day for 21 days. So you'll get a welcome text, welcome email. You'll get you'll get Dr. Beckwith. Right. I always I call him Michael, Dr. Beckwith, Reverend Beckwith, shaman. Everything. Your history is a mystery to me. but I'm happy for you and proud of you. But I do get mixed up in my mind what to call you, because you've got so many accolades. But you'll have him coming at you 21 days in a row. He'll be speaking it. You'll be reading it. In 21 days, you will be a different person. And it's affected your life too. You've called me a couple times saying, do you know what you have here? You know, like,
it's a beautiful program. You know, anything, like you say, the tuning fork aspect of life. I mean, I've done sound baths. I've done sweat lodges. You know, in my history, I've done pretty much everything.
Yes.
It's about expanding consciousness. And when I realized that this was working, I said, "Oh yeah, this is legitimate. It's legit. It really works." And you have those years of testimony from the clinic,
right,
as well. So it was just the next next great thing to do.
Yeah,
with many people as I possibly can.
Yeah,
so,
well, we aligned with you so perfectly. I remember when we were in your office in Beverly Hills there, and you looked at me and you said, I feel like I've known you before I met you.
Right.
You know, like our spirits connected, Michael, and I'm not just saying this because I've said this to your face, but I know we're brothers anyway, but I just had that kindred spirit that I knew you were good. I think you felt something similar about me, and this is something that the world will love, and that we've both put our names on it. We've both used it, and I want people to feel what we're feeling. Absolutely. That's the whole deal. Yeah.
So, you're a grace-filled man. I can
Yes.
feel it's you have a beautiful presence.
Thank you.
Obviously, you're using your own product.
Yeah, I know. I have to say.
But even before you started using this, I know that you had a deep intention to be of service to the great God of the universe. Yes. And with that kind of intention, then opportunities open up and possibilities amplify themselves. And basically, that's what my life is about. It's about being a servant of the Most High.
Oh, and, yes. Yes. So, yeah, and you've always been so gracious to us and comforting. And when you, for those of you who have never been in a meeting with Dr. Beckwith one-on-one, you have a calming presence. Like, I was so at ease because you're a big deal. You know, you've been all over the world. You've been on TV more times than you can count. And we love you for that. But take all that away. Sitting in a room with you, you have a peace that I know that you practice what you're preaching. Because some people you see behind the camera, you see off stage, right? I've spoken in front of 20, 30, 50,000 people at a time. And you go off stage with some of those people and they're different. And some of them are ugly. Yeah. And it's opposite with you. Like you're the same, kind of like God, the same yesterday, today, and forever. But you have such a calming, peaceful presence. I told my team, I said, I literally feel like I could talk to him all day long. And so I just want to honor you by saying that, because not everybody I meet is like that.
I appreciate you, Henry, and I appreciate your time today. And I'll just remind everyone again, it's soaak.com.
Yes, sir.
Explore it. If you want to sign up for it, make sure you put the code AGAPE70, AGAPE 70. I'll have a special screen dedicated to this shortly, and it'll be on my other platforms as well. And on Sunday, under my way of meditation teaching and the meditation itself, and the other two meditation services that we do at Agape, we have 3 services every Sunday. We'll be playing the expanded consciousness frequency. So can you imagine all these thousands of people around the world that tune in?
Oh my gosh.
All of us lifting our vibration and blessing the planet Earth and blessing all of the beings. At such a time as this, where there's so much going on the planet, we need
Yes.
a dose of peace.
Yes.
So that's going to happen on Sunday. So Henry, thank you, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely, my joy, and we'll be talking soon.
God bless.
God bless you. So everyone, thank you for tuning in today, and I'll talk to you soon. Remember, soaak.com, Agape70 is the code, and we'll see you next week at this same time, 1 p.m. on Wednesday. Have a bright day.